Hello dear students of B Pharmacy final year. So we are discussing the chapter hypothesis, and in the previous video we have seen the testing of the significance of mean of population for large sample space for single group, and now we'll be discussing for two groups. So here we have to test mean of the two groups whether it is same or not. So mathematically we have to just consider one null hypothesis in that is h naught. Mean of two groups is same. That we can say that h naught is such that mu naught is equals to mu 1. Now against this we will frame one alternative hypothesis which will be saying that h1 is such that mu naught is not equal to mu 1. या तो null hypothesis satisfy होगा जो कहता है कि mu naught is equals to mu 1. If it is not satisfied, then we will frame one another hypothesis that is termed as alternative hypothesis, which will be considering that h1 is such that mu naught is not equal to mu 1. Now for large sample space, we use the z test statistics, that is z is equals to x1 bar minus x2 bar whole upon under the root of sigma 1 square upon n1 plus sigma 2 square upon n2, where sigma 1 is the standard deviation of n1 samples and sigma 2 is the standard deviation of n2 samples. And we have to note this point that if the calculated value modulus of z means you have to just consider the positive value if it is negative. If it is greater than the tabled value, then we will reject the null hypothesis at 5% level of significance. We will only accept the null hypothesis if it is smaller than the tabled value. That was 1.96 we have seen in the previous video. Now let's do one practical problem for this. Question is, in the B Pharmacy examination, 50 boys in a college scored mean percentage 75 with standard deviation of 9, and 60 girls in same examination score mean grade score 79 with standard deviation 7. The question is there any significance difference between the performance of boys and girls in the exam? Considering alpha is equals to 0.05, alpha is equals to 0.05 means we have to consider the 5% rate of significance. So in the solution we have to see that for testing the null hypothesis we will define h naught as h naught is such that performance of boys and girls are same. Let us consider one hypothesis that performance of boys and girls are same. That is h naught will be such that mu naught is equals to mu 1. Now against this, if null hypothesis will be rejected, alternate hypothesis will be accepted that says h1 is such that mu naught is not equals to mu 2. So that means for large sample we use z test statistics, that is z is equals to x1 bar minus x2 bar whole upon under the root of sigma 1 square upon n1 plus sigma 2 square upon n2. Now all this data is given in the question. Let's substitute these values. After solving this, we are getting the value of z as minus 2.58. Since it's negative, we just consider the positive value. So let's find out the modulus of z, that will be equals to positive 2.58. So yeah, if modulus of z is 2.58, that is the calculated value of z, modulus of z is greater than the tabled value at 5% level of significance. So we reject the null hypothesis, that is the performance of boys and girls are same. That means performance of boys and girls are not same, they are different according to rejection of null hypothesis. So now let's consider one another example for this. A random sample drawn from two states give the following data relating to the height of adult males. Sample is of Punjab and Rajasthan. The measurements are mean of height, and second is standard deviation, and another is sample size. So the values are given. Mean is denoted as x bar, that is x1 bar and x2 bar is given to you. Then standard deviation sigma 1 and sigma 2 is given to you, and n1 and n2 all the values are given, and it is being asked to you that is there any significant difference between mean height or not. So for this, let us consider one null hypothesis h naught as no difference between mean height. Alright, that is h naught is such that mu naught is equals to mu 1. Against this, let's consider one alternate hypothesis that says h1 is such that mu naught is not equals to mu 1. Okay? So z is equals to x1 bar minus x2 bar whole upon square root of sigma 1 square upon n1 plus sigma 2 square upon n2. Put all these values over here in this the formula of Z. We have substituted these values over here. After substituting the values, we have solved this and we have seen the value of Z is minus 1.39. Now, since it is negative, let's consider the modulus of Z. Positive value, that will be 1.39. So, since the calculated value of Z, that is 1.39, is smaller than the tabled value, that is 1.96. So, in this, our hypothesis accepted that there is no difference between mean height. And hence, we can conclude that really there is no difference between mean height of males of Punjab and Rajasthan. So, this was the problem of hypothesis testing for the large sample size for single group and two groups. In the next video, we'll be going for the small groups, small sample size. Okay, thank you.